Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. My name is Wilfred. So when it comes to this ARPG action role-playing game, it is very sandbox. So you could, without much research, so long as you understand how the game mechanic work, you could create the build that you want and in a way that you want to play this game. So this is one of the that's why I really love this game, because it doesn't restrict me to a certain kind of cookie cutter. Everybody have to copy the same kind of like attribute or build or gear that you want. You can actually use whatever you have, create a build that you enjoy playing. So that is why I like this sandbox game. But having said that, I mean, how do you know that your build or whatever gear that you have come up with the attribute, with the perks, with the passive, are good enough? So how do you test it? So that part is always a little bit tricky. I always have a few tests when it comes to my character to see how well the character perform. Void Crusade is one. Mastering all the different type of Void Crusade, including the hardest one, I think is Zekron, Azure. Those type of Void Crusade, master the entire kind of like all the missions would be one test, because if your character is not strong enough to be as offensive and defensive, very likely won't be able to complete the entire Void Crusade or the various kind of like missions inside, because some of these like Zekron will require you to deal with a plus 12 map that is level above you, 12 level above you, to complete the whole thing. So it is a good test. So I always like to use a Void Crusade to see how well my character or my build is doing. So that's one way. But because Void Crusade doesn't really have a time element to it, because you could just take your time, slowly wear down the enemy and try to survive, and you could still by and large finish the Void Crusade, because there's no enrage counter. There's no time limit to it. So but yeah, I mean, Void Crusade is one that I enjoy playing. Intel with say at least say plus 10 difficulties or the maps level above the mission would be another good test, because Intel come with inherent hazard that is maybe there's already like 2 or 3 hazard to it, and then plus the tarot card that you add another 2 or 3 more to it, and getting a little bit more exciting. There's a lot of conditions there to play. So that is yet another good way for me to understand if I'm really having a good enough hero. So that is one. Now when it comes to all-roundedness, and I always like to go back to the Unholy Cathedral, this unique gameplay you can access using the special menu items. One of the item is called one of the option is called Unholy Cathedral. So what is Unholy Cathedral? Basically, this is Unholy Cathedral. You have 10 minutes to survive 10 waves, and there's only 1 life to it. So if your character kind of like get defeated during the Unholy Cathedral, that's game over. Now you could of course take more than 10 minutes, it's just that it won't register as like in the leaderboard. I believe that you have to get at least 10 minutes for the win, right? So I've done it with my Crusader. I couldn't do it with the Great Sword build, because Great Sword doesn't really have it doesn't penetrate the armor as well. So I did it with the Great Axe. I got a video on that as well, just at the neck of the moment. And during then, even so, I had some kind of like I believe a weekly buff to it, so make it a little bit more slightly more easier. But when it comes to the Tech Priest I'm playing here, I just not sure how well the Tech Priest is compared to say a Crusader or even Psyker. I should try out my Psyker. So I'm still gearing it, and at the end of the video you will see the gear that I use, as well as a very quick flash through the points that I put on the passive as well as the attribute. So it is still a work in progress kind of character. I'm still using gear that is of 60, 70, 80, 90 kind of like gear. So by no means I'm really there in terms of the gearing. Still a lot of a lot of opportunity to improve as well. But I'm kind of like excited to see like how well I can be doing with my tech priest in the Unholy Cathedral kind of setup. Is my DPS strong enough against, say, the boss? Am I mobile enough to go across the two ends of the Unholy Cathedral and take down the waves, because it comes with two waves. So it's the first time I play with my tech priest on the Unholy Cathedral. So the strategy I had was to put some turret over one side, so at least they'll thin down the enemies and try to see if that is that's good enough or not. And I do find that the annoying part about the somehow the Unholy Cathedral is that sometimes the mob just get stuck at the end of it. So I need to really go back and forth a little bit. And Tech Priest is not really famous for mobility. At least mine doesn't. It doesn't have the kind of like a, you can't teleport like the Psyker, for example. It doesn't charge like the Crusader as well. So there's quite a fair bit of limitation when it comes to mobility. But I mean, I just keen to take it up as well. There are of course things that can help you, like the like you can summon one of the NPC to help you. You can have turret as well. You can have bleeds, which is to buff your allies and your kind of like DPS and so on. So there are things that can help you. Landmine as well, I can put it there. So and I try to be more strategic in a sense. I mean, some of these mobs just stuck there, like what you see here. They don't really come towards you, and there's a lot of going back and forth. And this is the 8th wave, and there are 2 more waves to come. The last couple of waves, of course, is getting harder. You see a lot more bosses, and having the mean to designate a target for this tech priest we have a lot, because you need to take down the bosses fast and so on. And so that's really boss all-star, right? You see all these bosses that come along here, and that is the wave number 8. I think there are 2 more waves. There's wave 9 and then wave 10, and then after that, that would be the end of the Unholy Cathedral. So, I mean, I'm still kind of like experimenting my build, and I'm keen to at least get as far as I can with my current tech priest. I'm very keen to try out different builds as well. I think some of you have given me the ideas. I was just doing some live stream earlier on this evening, and Mark was giving me an idea that he could summon 4 or 5 robots. I think 4, but he was trying to summon the 5th one, because you do need to have a lot of data flux as well as the to summon that many robots. But he managed to summon 4, I think, and he said that he used 1 melee and 3 range robot, and it works pretty well. So I'm kind of keen to see that as well. I'm also keen to I think there's a build whereby you can have a lot of small pets, like the spider ones or the range one, whereby you can sacrifice them. In a sense, you can summon a lot of them, and they keep exploding. You keep summoning. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but it seems like it's quite fun. So this is one of the main boss here, Chainborn. This boss number 1, and then after that, that would be the final boss up ahead. The final boss is a lot of health there. So this is the final boss. I think it gets tougher as the time goes by. I'm still trying to learn the mechanic of this boss, because it seems to me that there are instances whereby he will just go invulnerable, and you can't really kind of defeat him in some sense. I read that there are some pets around it that help to heal up the boss. So I'm not sure, and like at this point he just become invulnerable. I just not quite sure what else we can do with him. And meanwhile, he does a lot of damage to my pets as well, construct as well. I'm trying to take him down. As you can see now that the thing are moving. Maybe it's just a mechanic, or maybe I need to kill some kind of ads around it. I think one of you commented in my past video when I play with the Crusader, and that's it. I'm done with about half a minute more to spare, and it does. I think this build is it's good to go. I would say it is good to go. It managed to defeat the boss in Unholy Cathedral, so I'm super happy. And the last bit of it is really looking at the reward as well as the gear that I promised I'll share with you, at least what kind of gear I'm using as well. But by no means you don't have to use what I use. I always say that whatever guide I create in this channel for Warhammer Inquisitor is never meant to be prescriptive. It's just meant to give you the inspiration of what you could also do, because look, I mean, there are many affixes out there or enchants out there, and there's not one size fits all, so long as you can synergize the build with the gear that you have, and that's good enough. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and wishing you all the best. Bye.